This is Aussie Mac Zone. We'll cover everything Apple, including Macs, iPhones, iPads, and more. All this from an Aussie perspective. Sit back, relax, insert yourself into the zone. The Aussie Mac Zone.
Hello everybody, welcome to show 178, Aussie Mac Zone again. I'm lucky enough to have Karen helping us out again, and Garth, how are you, buddy?
G'day, Michael, how are you?
Excellent, my friend, excellent.
How did you manage to get Karen in there again? That's amazing.
Well, I put the studio in the kitchen and that's the way we did it.
You know, she's pretty close. She can probably hit you from wherever she is.
She can. So, yeah, and don't forget, we're brought to you by athwebhosting.com.au. Affordable competitive plans, 99.95% uptime. Free setup, auto setup 24/7, instant activation. Accepts PayPal as well as other cards. Over 250 scripts installed with one click, including WordPress that lots and lots of people use, or Joomla, and many more. And then also there's the cPanel that makes it nice and easy, friendly feature. And it's from $5.95 per month when paid annually, with 24/7 ticket support and friendly help when needed.
How long have we been doing those ads, Michael? And they're still only $5.95 per month.
I know, they're extraordinary and got faster. Extraordinary value and got faster, yes.
I have to talk to Gleno about that.
Now, speaking of the famous Glenn, happy birthday, Glenn.
It's so nice that he's having his 70th and he's still living alone, still living independently, isn't it?
Yes, you know. But, yeah, he looks well for 72, doesn't he? Looks really good.
He does, yeah. He does.
So, yeah, happy birthday, young man. So, and also, before we just get going, I said last week, Apple services to double over the next 12 months. I should have said over the next 4 years. I was just being very keen.
Well, you might turn out to be right,
You never know, do you?
You never know. Get your Apple stocks purchased now.
Yeah, while they're on a high.
Leads us to the first story.
Exactly right. Well done. So, Apple stock hits an all-time high, and Fast Company tells us why. What a difference a few months make. After hitting a low point in May of last year, Apple stock has rallied back 47%, and it just hit an all-time high today, and this was last Friday. Shares catapulted past the $134.54, beating the previous high from April 2015. Massive swings, isn't it? Aren't you glad we're no expert at it, mate?
Exactly.
So what's going on? Part of the answer lies in the fact that Apple has been buying back stock, 6% of the total since September 2015. So there's simply fewer stock, so it makes it more sought after. But there's more to it than that. The real answer is likely to be more to do with Apple's future than in its past. If anything, the company's fundamentals have gotten worse since 2015, and yet it's not hard to find analysis saying that Apple stock is still a good buy. Some expect the price to keep moving up this year, perhaps to the $160 range. Massive swings, massive. Yeah. So,
and that's the thing, they're retiring the shares when they buy them back too. They're not holding them, They're reducing the overall number of shares that are available. So,
just keeps adding value.
And if they can get their offshore money, if we see reduction in tax rates for them to bring their money home, like a lot of like Trump has sort of mentioned, and a lot of other analysts have predicted, then we're looking at Apple buying back up to 50% of their shares over the next few years, and it might not be a bad time. Even though they're on a high now, it's still looking pretty green as you go forward from here.
Oh no, glad to say they're doomed, eh? Everything is doomed.
Well, that's right. Wait till next week, they will be. Don't worry.
Yep.
That story will be next week. Apple are doomed.
So we've got some Aussie news. Yay!
About time.
Business Insider Australia. Sorry, go.
I was just going to say, I thought AMZ standard for, American Mac Zone for sometimes.
Just about, yes. Business Insider Australia reports music and tech investors gave $6 million to an Australian startup making headphones that adjust to your hearing. The Australian startup that invented headphones that optimise sound according to strength and weaknesses of the user's ears scored $6 million in seed funding from tech and music investors. Melbourne's Neura attracted funds from Blackbird Venture, the former chief of Google Access, Craig Barrett, and music industry figures Rick Salmon and Brian Message from ATC Management, which represent the likes of Nick Cave and PJ Harvey. The latest capital injection came after the company last year raised then Australian record of $2.5 million on Kickstarter in 3 weeks to create the prototype of its flagship product, Neurophones. Neura has developed a unique technology that dramatically improves how we hear music. I'm excited to see them delivering on their vision as they began to ship their first product, said Barrett. Neurophones detect which frequency the users hear well and don't hear well in a 60-second test. The device stores this information in a profile and subsequently boosts sounds for the user at frequencies that need it, resulting in a customised listening experience other headphones can't match. The 30-second diagnostic is performed by playing sounds that provoke otoacoustic emissions, tiny sounds ears produce that can indicate which frequencies are being delivered to the brain and which aren't. We don't hear with our ears, we hear with our brains. Neurophones are the only product that can automatically, precisely and objectively determine how our ears shape the sound our brain perceives. So yeah, the company said the funding would be used to scale up production of its headphones, which have swelled in demand since Business Insider first reviewed a product in May last year. It'll blow you away when you hear your personalised sound. We've seen Neura grow from 3 to 12 people in 15 months, build a sophisticated global supply chain, and become Australia's biggest Kickstarter campaign. They have a long-term vision and a talented team. So these Neurophones will be available for $399 later this year, but current pre-orders are discounted to $299 per headset, and they come in both wired and wireless form. So often like hearing a band's first demo, it doesn't lead anywhere. But the first time Kyle introduced me to the Neurophone prototype, it was immediately obvious they were sitting on a game changer. So yeah, pretty big. Gets big raps from a lot of people and a lot of money.
It does, but I'm dubious, to be honest.
Yeah.
We'll see. So we're just basically talking about EQing it to match your hearing.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. We'll see. It's the most interesting part of all of that is the diagnostics to me, the 30-second test that supposedly gains an understanding of how you are hearing it.
Yeah.
That could have much wider implications than some headphones that sound pretty good. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. I need to know more. I just think, okay.
Well, there are a few sound testing apps available from different makers of in-ear devices for people with impaired hearing, for example. So you can just do a test without the device and with the device. There's a few of those on the market in the App Store. Yeah.
How many of those require you to actually go, yeah, I can hear that well or that not well,
Yeah, yes, I can hear it or no, I can't.
Yeah, exactly. As opposed to, yeah, we'll just stick these things in your ear and they'll work out what you can and can't hear.
Yeah. So,
I don't know. It's interesting. Anyway.
Now, we've got some more Aussie news, but this one, boo.
Okay.
On Friday, a bomb threat forced evacuation of Australia's flagship Apple store. The 3-floor Sydney outlet, located in George Street, was cleared just prior to 1 p.m. as a precaution during a police operation. During the incident, the area was cordoned off and traffic was diverted. Police left not much later and shoppers formed a line to get back in. So Apple's periodically been subject to bomb threats, including not just its retail stores, but even some of its offices and infrastructure. So yeah, boo to that one.
Pretty pathetic, isn't it? I mean,
Yes.
yeah. Has the desired effect of that, I guess, and that's inconveniencing a whole lot of people.
Yeah, just to be annoying. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, very annoying. Russian hacking group Fancy Bear. It's a great name.
Don't you love it?
Fancy Bear.
Yeah. Not fancy pants. Fancy Bear.
Broadens its cyber espionage campaign with new malware for Macs. So the Exagent malware that is designed to collect and transmit hack files from iPhones to servers operated by hackers is now targeting MacBooks, say security researchers at Bitdefender Labs. They make Fancy Bear, also known as APT28, is also known for its advanced cyber warfare tools for penetrating Windows, iOS, Android, and Linux devices. So the latest payload is especially designed for victims running OS X to steal passwords, grab screenshots, and steal iPhone backups stored on their MacBooks. OS X is the current series of the Unix-based OS developed and marketed by Apple, which means all MacBook models released in 2016, along with any other Mac on the OS X, is vulnerable. The malware acts as a backdoor that possesses advanced cyber espionage capabilities and is planted on the system via the complex downloader. Once installed, the mechanism checks if a debugger is attached to the process, and if it detects one, it terminates itself to prevent execution. In other words, if you're running Little Snitch, it stops sending information until you turn that off.
So just keep Little Snitch running all the time.
Yeah, that's just one way of doing it. So we'll have a bit more to that story towards the end in our how-tos.
Very good.
Yes. So just a reminder that a few more have contacted us re our Aussie Mac Zone get-togethers, and we're still planning, trying to get some together for April. So email Garth or myself your suburb so we can figure out some central locations. So we've had a few people so far. And as I said, I'm thinking of April 1st for Sydney, as Glenn will be down from Queensland. And just remember, it's Apple's birthday.
That would be ideal, wouldn't it?
Yes. So what about, what have we got for this week's discussion, my friend?
Well, look, I know it's a silly one. It's a silly one, but I'm just going to turn it up for a second. This little light I've got here.
Yeah.
Turned off. So it comes in this little box. It's just it was $40, I think, from the Beacon factory, Beacon Lighting.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're a fairly common brand.
Yep.
And I'll hold it up there. So it folds up into a little thing, a couple of iPhones thick and about the size of an iPhone.
Yeah.
iPhone 4, and just opens up. And then you've just got a little touch. I won't point the light right at it, but that's the light I'm currently using.
Yeah.
But batteries in the base. It has a micro SD slot to charge it. The battery lasts about a week from when you have charged it.
Yeah.
And it's so light and convenient that we bought a couple of them, and the family just, whenever you need a bit of light, you just grab it and take it wherever you want. Because it's so light and flexible, and you can move it, you can sort of angle it however you want.
Yeah.
I found it, boom, sorry about that microphone. I found it incredibly useful.
And it's got several light settings because we were testing it at the beginning.
Settings. Yeah. Yep, 3. It's on the middle there. But it's probably, I don't know, the light panel, the LCD light panel is probably the size of a pack of cards, of playing cards.
Yeah. And
then it has a couple of sections that, fold out. And it comes in a little box that looks a bit like an iPhone box. But a lot more colourful than an iPhone box. But,
excellent.
And I think, so Lighting Beacon, as I said, had them for not too much. And I I know, they were just on the counter as we were going out after buying a whole heap of new lights for the house. And yeah, picked up a few.
Yeah, see, mine just went flat, so my light just went out on its own.
Oh, there you go. Well, I'll be embarrassed now if mine goes flat, because as I said, it should last quite a while.
Yeah, but you're more prepared than I am.
I don't know, my son had it before I did, so who knows?
Yeah. So that's excellent. So now we've got, just to promote Aussie Tech Radio at aussietechradio.com, the Aussie Tech Security Podcast, and the Aussie Tech Head Podcast. We haven't picked on them for a little while, so I think I might have to listen and just give them a hard time.
I was listening. Look, we were talking about discussion points before, right? So on the way home today, I was listening to, I think it was Upgrade or one of those guys, one of the podcasts from Relay FM. And if people aren't aware of Relay FM, check them out. There's a number of really good podcasts on there that you might like.
Yes.
Anyway, they were talking about fake news, and I thought that might be an interesting discussion for us to have around what sort of response should companies like Apple have with respect to all the fake news. So obviously there's been a lot of pressure on Facebook to do something about it. You have these websites that are out there just sort of trying to get clicks, right? So they'll appeal to the left side or the right side of politics and make some sort of inflammatory today, tonight kind of comments on a particular issue. Just for the link bait, and it'll get shared around Facebook, and everyone will feel all up, everyone will be all, oh, this is so terrible, how could so and so do blah blah blah, whatever it is, a load of bullshit, excuse me, a load of crap.
Yes.
Well, that's probably not even very nice. A load of rubbish. There we go. And anyway, I was thinking we could talk about that, and I thought, hang on, half of Eric's stories are probably fake news as well. Sorry. That was a long lead up to get to where we were going, wasn't it?
But anyway. there's so much link bait out there. It's just crap annoying. It's just.
Imagine how good Eric would be if he actually tried to do that. I think I've made up for the not picking on them for a while.
Yes. The Trumpster will come down and get him, take him away,
exactly.
give him a job. They'll give him a job.
No. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say.
He'll be,
get on like a house on fire.
Minister of Defence or something.
In no time.
Yeah. He and Miss Bishop will be talking. So, carrying on from the Russian hacking story, I'd just like to advise people that there's a bit of free software, and it's not an ad for them. It's called Malwarebytes. They've also got a premium version which you can buy and go for it. I'll have a link in the show notes. You download it. It only takes a couple of seconds to download. You run it. When it's finished, it'll tell you if you had anything or not on your machine. Then you restart your computer and then run it again, and then maybe run it once a week. So that's the first thing to do. Make sure you got nothing there. Secondly is open iTunes, connect your iPhone and or your iPad, and then select its icon next to the apps menu on the top left-hand side of the screen. And now select this computer and encrypt backup in the backup section. So if we encrypt the backup and the baddies do get a copy of your iPhone backup, they still can't read it. But if you don't encrypt it, it's just all your data's there, right? As you know, all your messages, all your emails, it's all there. But just remember, when you do tick encrypt password, it'll actually ask you to enter a password. Please remember it.
I know.
Yeah. And then
it does give you an option to save it into Keychain as well, I think, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah. And then click backup now and do your backup. So that way we've got encryption of your phone. So if they get your backup file off your Mac, they can't get the data out of it. And for the newer Macs, if you want to, you can go into the security settings and turn on 5 volt. And depending how much data you've got on your computer is how long it actually takes to encrypt the whole machine. But you have to remember your passwords. So.
Indeed. Yes. Remembering passwords is, something you really need to do. There's no two other ways about it.
That's right. It's very important. So, do you have a how-to? Just
a little one or two.
Yeah.
So, this is a feature that's been in iOS for quite some time. Now, obviously, I use VoiceOver on this, so it speaks everything to me. That's how I interact with my phone.
Yep.
However, obviously you don't want to do that if you don't need to. But there's a really handy little feature called Speak Screen in your phone. So I don't know if it's on by default, but if you go into settings in general and accessibility and speech, there's some options there to be able to speak selected text or speak screen, and you can turn them on or off. You can pick which voice you want to use for it and adjust the play rate, so the speed. But it's really handy for things like the news app, for example. Say you're driving to work and you just want to catch up on news. Open Apple News, do a 2-finger swipe down from the status bar, so from from the top, and it will start reading you the screen. There'll be a little play pause button there. There'll be jump forward, jump back, and speed. But in the news app, for example, whatever's loaded in your first tab there, it will just read all of that out to you. So the headline plus the first couple of lines of each story, and it'll just keep reading away there through your news app, no trouble at all. And when you finish, there's a stop button. Hit that, and it will get rid of the little toolbar. But you can use it. Well, you can use it anywhere on your phone. On a long web page that you really want to read, but you can't be bothered actually reading because you've got to do something else.
Yeah.
Start the speak screen up on it, and it will read out the whole web page, even if you put your phone in your pocket and, switch off the screen. It'll keep reading out.
It'll keep reading it, yeah.
Or iBooks, so you're listening to reading a book in iBooks.
Yeah. And
you're getting a bit tired. You can get Karen to read it. Well, not your Karen, but the Karen voice which is the Australian voice there. Get Karen to read it to you. So and it'll just keep scrolling through the pages and keep on going. You don't have to turn the pages or whatever. It'll just keep that going. And so it's a handy little feature that's built in there. Sort of part of the accessibility stuff that really anyone can use.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And another one, while we're in there, new in iOS 10, which I know has been around a while now, but there's a magnifier that's now available in there as well. And you can set up your triple-click home button, triple click of the home button to turn that on and off or whatever. But basically, it's what it sounds like. It's a little magnifier. If you've got some fine text that you're having trouble reading,
like the serial number of your Macs that are engraved so small on the back that you can hardly see them of your Macs, for example.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, there you go. And it has some color correction stuff, so it can improve the contrast of what's there. You can pause it, sort of thing. So take a photo, basically. So you just pause the image, so you get it lined up on that serial number holding around the back of your Mac.
Yeah.
Press the button, and and then it'll keep that whatever you've got on the screen.
Yeah.
So you can read it more carefully.
Excellent.
So that's the magnifier that's built in. Built right in there.
So now, why didn't you tell me that last week? Because I actually was looking for that. I knew there was a magnifier, and I'm looking because I couldn't hone in with the camera. The light wasn't right.
It's amazing how much stuff is in the accessibility section. So in settings, general accessibility, even if you've got, like I'm blind, I need it, but everyone else, even if you don't need anything that's in there, really, a lot of the stuff that's in there is really helpful.
Like you say, just getting it to read the web page for you, and then the next set of lights you can actually choose another web page and do it that way.
Exactly right. So I used to get apps to do that stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
There was apps that you could download that that's what it did, you know. And there it's all built right in. There's a you can turn on your if you what is it? The flash. So when your phone rings, the thing flashes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's all in there as well.
And different vibrations, you can do that now too for different.
Yep.
You can have different, like you have different ringtones. You can have different vibrations for different people.
You can do custom ones if you like.
Yeah.
You can tap out a vibration on your phone, and it'll repeat that vibration for you.
Yeah, crazy.
So, yeah, have a dig through there. It's interesting.
So now I've got another little one. Hopefully it'll work. I'll just try it. I'm just asking Siri something. Hey, Pewter. Let's see if it does it. She's not talking to me.
Good evening, Michael.
Hey, Pewter. Nah, she's not getting the pewter bit.
Hi.
She's getting it.
Hey, computer. Nah, she doesn't want to talk to me. There.
No, well, I can hear it
Heard,
talking.
But virtual assistants have feelings too.
No, well, I don't know why you can't hear it, because I can hear her responding to you, Michael.
Yeah, she just did then.
No, she did before as well. The first time when you said, hey, Pewter,
Yeah.
she said, hello, Michael.
Yeah, she did. But that wasn't what we were looking for.
Oh, okay.
I'll try it again. Hey, Pewter. No, she doesn't like that one. What about if I'll try one more time? You know how it is. I know what I can ask.
Hey, Pewter. Hey, Pewter.
How can I help you, Echo Batman?
Uh-huh. Is that what you're looking for?
That's what we're looking for. So, yeah. So, Siri got a Lego Batman themed update. Apple's digital assistant will surprise you with references to the Lego Batman movie if you pretend she is the Bat computer. The gimmick works if you say, hey, Pewter, or hey, computer. And when you do, Siri will respond with a handful of Batman-appropriate responses, like, how can I help you, Lego Batman? Or welcome home, sir. FYI, Robin is trying on costumes in the Batcave again, and he's doing some pirouettes in Batrishnovkov.
Oh, dear.
And so, yeah, we've got a few other answers here. Welcome home, sir. I have your rom-coms queued up, sorted by decade. So that's just a couple of them. So, yeah.
So I remember we did a story a while back about how, maybe I just heard it, maybe we didn't do it, but about how, Apple would be taking sort of advertising for Siri, or there'd be some sort of integration.
Yeah, no.
This is kind of, we're interspersing that personal assistant with intellectual property from
a non-Apple associated company too. That one.
Yeah.
DreamWorks, not Pixar. So.
Yeah. So I don't know. Do you think there's got to be a kickback there? That's finding another way to make some money and make people smile.
They just know we're all nerds are into that crap. So. Just keep us happy and we'll keep buying them.
Keep us happy and keep the money rolling in. Right?
Yeah.
There's got to be a kickback there.
And then one other little thing, a quick note re Apple Music. Eddie Q stated that it is now well past 20 million subscribers. So we've gone from 19 million to well past 20 million in 4 months. So they're getting up there.
And they're getting closer to releasing some of those episodes of the TV stuff as well, aren't they?
Yes, they are. And it's interesting. I put a link up on the Aussie Mac Zone page yesterday, I think, regarding the Planet of the Apps and with the preview of it. And they do say that it will be available only on Apple Music, but I don't believe that's correct because I think they're going to also have an app that you can use to watch it if you're a non-subscriber. That also may not be straight away. That might be after all of it, or it may be, you get to see it live on Apple Music, or not live, but you'll get to see the first episode on Apple Music, and then a couple of days later you might see it on the app,
They're bound to have an app to enable you to interact with the show, I would imagine.
Yeah. So,
Although it's all filmed, so there can't be too much interaction on the fly.
No, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens. And then we've also got Carpool Karaoke, as we said, they've done the trailer for that as well. Yeah, so it's all happening just to start.
Yes, and I just cancelled my Apple subscription, my Apple Music. I had the 12-month thing with the phone plan, and that came to an end, and I left it go for a month or two, and I thought, no, I'm really not using it enough.
No.
So, yeah.
And Telstra, they got big ads going everywhere about if you're on Telstra, you get it for free anyway.
The data.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've run out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. The only other little thing I wanted to comment on was just it's sort of a bit of an Android story. But to see how there's some senator in the US calling for an investigation into Trump's non-secure Android phone that he insists on using. Saying how it could be everyone knows that a basic off-the-shelf Android phone is pretty insecure.
Yes.
And why does he insist on using it?
But he may not be using it for government things.
No, but let's face it, he'll use it for whatever he feels like at the time.
if he's using it for business, because he is still a businessman.
That's crazy too, isn't it? I find that odd. I really do. Anyway.
But that's how we got there in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I wonder how much our Prime Minister is still a businessman.
Well, true indeed.
Like he did step down from the boards, but whether he's got any influence, I don't know.
Oh, no, not much. Do you think? Yeah.
Anyway.
Fair enough, I suppose.
I've run out. And lastly, just again, happy birthday, Glenn.
Yeah, happy birthday, Glenn. If you made it this far through, well done, mate, and happy birthday.
So, yeah. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Karen. You can just finish the dishes now, please, darling. See ya.
Good night, everybody, on that bombshell.